All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving deep into the Next in AI newsletter to pull out the most important developments you need to know about. We're going to cover everything from these incredible amateur breakthroughs to the high-level strategies of the industry giants, giving you that full 360-degree view. Let's get right into it.
So, let's kick things off with a big one. Can AI really solve problems that have kept the world's absolute best mathematicians scratching their heads for decades? For generations, these kinds of challenges have been, this exclusive club for world-class experts. But is that still the case?
Well, it turns out the answer is a huge no. A 23-year-old named Liam Price, with zero advanced math training, just solved a problem that the legendary Paul Erdős posed 60 years ago. And his secret weapon? It wasn't some university supercomputer, it was just a regular ChatGPT Pro subscription. Wild.
Now, this isn't just some quirky little math story. What we're actually looking at here is a fundamental shift in how we solve incredibly complex problems. This really signals the rise of generative AI, not just as something that creates content, but as a genuine problem-solving partner for people who aren't experts in a field.
And that's what's so mind-blowing about this, right? It's how accessible all the pieces are. You've got this notoriously difficult problem, a solver who comes from completely outside the established world of math, and a tool that anyone can buy online. It's just a powerful real-world example of this new era where human creativity, paired with AI, can just smash through barriers we once thought were impenetrable. And look, this idea of accessibility, it's not just about these amazing one-off breakthroughs. It's actually fueling a huge wave of new products that are turning AI from this abstract theoretical thing into real tangible tools that you and I can use today.
Just look at the sheer breadth of applications here. This isn't just a list of new apps. It's a real-time map of where the money and the talent are heading. You've got everything from AI video creation to these powerful finance APIs like Vouch, which generates institutional-grade equity research with cryptographic proof. Think about that for a second. AI is becoming this foundational layer, and it's creating entirely new markets while challenging the old ones.
Okay, so if that's what's hitting the market right now, where's the cutting edge of research going? This is where we get a peek at the kind of stuff that's going to define the next wave of AI tech. So one of the most exciting ideas coming out of the research labs is this concept called agentic world modeling. Basically, it's about giving an AI a kind of mental map of its environment. Think of it like this. It's the difference between an AI that can tell you how to use a piece of software and one that can actually open the app and do the task for you. It's a huge leap from just providing information to actually taking action.
And this push for real-world impact, it doesn't get more critical than in high-stakes fields like healthcare. And we're already seeing a new, specialized model that's making a real clinical impact.
It's called PsycFound, and it was just featured in Nature Machine Intelligence. It's an LLM that's been specifically trained on a massive amount of expert psychiatric knowledge and clinical records. Now, the key here is that the goal isn't to replace clinicians, not at all. It's to give them a powerful new tool to help enhance their diagnostic and treatment decisions. This whole augmentation approach is a really key strategy for how we're going to see AI deployed in these kinds of professional fields.
And that integration right there, it brings up a huge, critical question. As AI starts to move into other high-stakes areas that really affect our lives, like, say, hiring, how on earth do we make sure it's fair? How do we avoid bias?
And it turns out the answer is really complicated. It's not as simple as just checking one single algorithm for bias. The research shows that the problem in things like AI hiring tools is a complex supply chain issue. You have multiple vendors, different systems, various data sets, all talking to each other. And for any business using these tools, that makes tracing accountability and managing risk incredibly difficult.
So with a challenge that big, let's pull the lens back for a second. Let's get the macro view. How are the titans of this industry, the big players, thinking about these massive responsibilities? Let's look at the high-level strategy shaping the entire landscape.
You have OpenAI's guiding principle, stated right here by Sam Altman, to ensure that AGI benefits all of humanity. And this isn't just some feel-good corporate slogan. It's the actual framework that's driving their biggest strategic decisions.
And you can actually see that principle playing out in real time with the latest evolution of one of the most important partnerships in all of tech right now, the one between Microsoft and OpenAI.
So what they've done is they've recently amended their agreement. They moved from what was a really complex, kind of ambiguous arrangement to one that has much simpler guidelines and, most importantly, long-term clarity. For everyone in the ecosystem, all the developers and companies building on their tech, this provides the stability they need to keep innovating at a massive scale. It's a huge deal.
All right, so we've looked at individual breakthroughs, commercial products, frontier research, and huge industry strategy. Let's pull all of those different threads together and get that full 360-degree view of what's happening in AI.
So what are the big takeaways from all this? First, you've got this top-down push from the major players to make sure AI benefits everyone. Second, the tech is embedding itself deeper and deeper into these high-stakes fields, which, in turn, is creating this real urgency to solve the messy problems of bias and accountability. And finally, none of this happens in a vacuum. These massive strategic partnerships are absolutely essential to shaping what comes next.
And all of this, it really just leaves us with one final and, I think, crucial question. As these tools get more and more powerful, as they get woven into the very fabric of our daily lives, from solving math problems to making medical and hiring decisions, who is ultimately responsible for making sure all of it truly benefits humanity? That right there is the challenge that's going to define this next era of AI.